India's PV Sindhu showed remarkable skills to upset world number 2 Wang Yihan of China in the badminton women's singles quarterfinals to enter the semi-finals of the Rio 2016 Olympics. Sindhu won the thrilling but tiring match in straight sets 22-20, 21-19, dominating her opponent in smashes and fitness. With the win, Sindhu became only the second Indian women's player to reach the semi-final of Olympic Games after Saina Nehwal reached the same stage at the 2012 London Games. The 10th-seeded Indian displayed a great combination of aggression and defense as Wang tried to gain the upper hand by net play. Sindhu was up to the task and returned most Wang's drops and smashes. PV Sindhu vs Wang Yihan, women's singles quarterfinals, as it happened 0-4 for 9 hours ist. PV Sindhu into the semi-finals of women's singles after beating world number 2 Wang Yihan 22-20, 21-19, 0-4 for 9 hours ist. PV Sindhu is now a point away from semi-finals. She is on match point 0-4 for 7 hours ist, 19-19 in the second set. Badminton and nerves start now 0-4 for 5 hours ist, Wang into the lead after 6 consecutive points. This is brilliant game from Wang 0-4 for 3 hours ist, 1 for consecutive points, and it's pressure back on Sindhu. She has to pick herself up 0-4 for 0 hours ist, the lead now 3 points. Every point Sindhu wins puts extra pressure on Wang. 16-13 to Sindhu 0-4 for 3 hours ist, Sindhu tiring up. Wang also tired but still both players fighting hard. Sindhu with the upper hand 0-4 for 5 hours ist, Wang is controlling the game now. She takes 3 consecutive points and has brought down Sindhu's lead to 2 points 0-4 for 2 hours ist, Wang slowly making a comeback. Quality defense from Wang and she brings down the lead to 10-7 0-4 for 3 hours ist, Sindhu with some quality shots and she moves into a 8-4 lead in the second set. 0-4 for 6 hours ist, Sindhu with an early lead in the second set. Wang looking weary after the first. Sindhu looking confident 0-4 for 4 hours ist, Sindhu shows great fitness and grip in the first to win the set. Can she continue in the second? 1 set away from semi-final 0-4 for 2 hours ist, there it is. Sindhu wins the first set as Wang hits 1 out. 22-20 the score. 29 minutes it took to decide the set 0-4 for 8 hours ist, to set points to Sindhu, but then a 45-shot rally in which Wang comes out on top. Sindhu still has a game point 0-4 for 3 hours ist. Sindhu gives away 2 points but then wins 3 herself with 2 smashes that Wang fails to return. Sindhu leads 18-17 0-4 for 1 hours ist, Sindhu into the lead for the first time. She smashes it straight into Wang and leads 15-14 0-4 for 6 hours ist, 3 consecutive points for Sindhu but Wang wins the next point. Sindhu needs to hit those smashes regularly 0-4 for 3 hours ist. A solid start from Sindhu but Wang is still holding on to her lead the break in first set. She leads Sindhu 11-8 0-4 for 1 hours ist. Long rallies between Wang and Sindhu. Tall players with big reach. Sindhu 6-8 1-0 3 8 hours ist. After Wang took an early lead, Sindhu makes a good comeback. But Wang leads 5-4 0 3 5 hours ist. First point for Sindhu as Wang fails to lift. Wang still lead 3-1 0 3 hours ist. Wang takes the first point after a long rally. Sindhu a bit slow than Wang 0-3 hours ist. PV Sindhu and Wang Yihan make their way to the court. Crowd support there for Sindhu 0-3 5 hours ist. Sindhu and Wang have a 4-2 head-to-head record in Wang's favor. But, Sindhu won the last match between them 0-3 hours ist. Sindhu is up against Wang Yihan. She is playing the quarterfinal and a semi-final spot is up grabs. PV Sindhu carries India's dwindling medal hopes. PV Sindhu takes on Wang Yihan in a crucial quarterfinal clash on day 11 of the Olympics. Source: PVI Woman Shuttler. PV Sindhu carries India's medal hope on day 11 of the Olympic Games here when she faces a daunting task against China's Wang Yihan, silver medalist 4 years ago in London, in the quarterfinals. The lanky player from Hyderabad and Kilgami Srikanth, who made it to the men's singles quarters, are the only two medal contenders left in the competition after the shock elimination of last game's bronze medalist and former world number 1 Sindhu 2 days ago. Two-time World Championship bronze medalist Sindhu advanced to the last 8 of women's singles by notching up a dominating 21-13 21-15 win in 40 minutes over Chinese Taipei's Tai Tzu on Monday, which should serve as a good morale boost against the formidable Yihan. The 21-year-old from Hyderabad outclassed 8th seed Tai 21-13 21-15 in a 40-minute pre-quarterfinals clash. Who can win India the medal now? Yogeshwar Dutt will compete on last day of Rio Olympics. Source: Express Photo. For the last 10 days, India has waited for its first medal at the Rio 2016 Olympics, but its athletes have failed to finish on the podium. Many have come agonizingly close to winning one, and many have had shock exits from early stages. With each passing day, the expectations are getting slimmer and the news depressing. India now has only 6 days left to win that elusive medal from these games. Otherwise, for the first time since 1992, it will return medal-less. The hype of London 4 years ago is turning into disaster in Rio de Janeiro. The biggest disappointment was the shooters returning without a medal, with Abanad Bindra managing the best position among all, 4th. Jitu Rai, a big medal hope, failed to finish on the podium in 10m air pistol while he failed to qualify for the final of 50m air pistol, his pet event. Saina's Nehwal's exit from the group stages came as the biggest shock, and while hockey was not considered a medal hope, a semi-final finish was realistic. The Rio Games can be called a failure for India. Now India have a few athletes left to compete, and though the medal hopes are still alive, they are very bleak. Kidami Srikanth will play the quarterfinal of men's singles in badminton, but he faces Lindan, the two-time defending champion. PV Sindhu reaches quarterfinals. PV Sindhu advanced to the quarterfinals after notching up a dominating straight-game win over Tai Tzu. Source: Reuters. Two-time World Championship bronze medalist PV Sindhu advanced to the quarterfinals of the women's singles competition after notching up a dominating straight-game win over Chinese Taipei's Tai Tzu at the Olympic Games. The 21-year-old from Hyderabad outclassed 8th seed Tai 21-13 21-15 in a 40-minute pre-quarterfinals clash. She will next take on the winner of the match between Thailand's Ratchanok Anand and Japan's Akane Yamaguchi. Sindhu, who has a 2-4 record against Tai Tzu, having beaten her last at the Denmark Open last year, opened up a 3-1 lead early on, and even though Tai came back to draw level at 5-5, the Indian managed to lead 11-6 at the break. Tai depended on her deceptive game to reduce the margin to 10-12, but she was equally erratic with her placements sometimes, while Sindhu showed better presence of mind. Sindhu won a video referral to reach the game point at 20-13 and then pocketed it comfortably with Tai hitting wide. After the change of ends, Sindhu once again moved to a 3-1 lead, but she erred twice on her backhand returns to give away 2 points.